Yo, what's been happening? Welcome to another episode of this car news. Today we're going to be showing you how to change your brake pads on your car.
So today I've chosen to use Retco brand brake pads, and this is just a shop brand, but I've tried them on the back of my car and they are quite good. And so I thought, why not? They spew out a lot less brake dust than the brake pads that I've already got on my car. And the brake pads I've already got on my car, you'll see in a moment, have quite a bit of meat left on them, but I want something that sprays out less brake dust because I've got BBS wheels, and if you've got BBS wheels, you'll know they're a mission to clean. So we're going to be replacing them with these today.
First step, jack up the car. Remove the wheel. Those car dudes, yeah. Once the wheel's removed, take out your engine. Nah, don't do that. You don't need that. Your
It's
engine.
just 4 bolts. 4 bolts. 1, 2, and there's another 2 on the other side.
Easy.
So now that you got your wheel off, this is your brake caliper here, and
No way!
as I was saying, once you got your wheel off, and this is your brake caliper here, and
Turbo, bro. What are you on about?
the first thing you want to do is pop this clip off. You literally, oh thanks JD, got the camera for me. Literally, there we go, pop it like that. I don't know if you saw that, but
Kill me, bro. Jeez.
you literally, it's on like that, and you get the screwdriver and you rest it against the hub and you just pop it off and it'll flick out. Now to take the caliper off, you can do it 2 ways. The proper way is you pop these little rubber things out here, like that, and there's some Allen key. There's an Allen key bolt in there, and there's one on the top. I'll put that in later. And then there's one on the bottom down here, if you can see that. And that will take the center insert, this part here, off the caliper, leaving the outside of the caliper on there. However, I don't have the right Allen key bolts, so I'm going to be taking it off from this nut here, this bolt here, and then there's another one on the bottom down here. And once I've taken those off, it's going to take the whole caliper off. But you don't need to do that if you've got the right Allen keys. However, I don't, so we're going to do it that way. Yeah.
Yo, Nathan.
Yeah.
Tell everyone the next mod you're gonna be getting, starting with LSD.
Oh, that's a secret. You'll have to subscribe to find out. That was tight, man, especially for a skinny white boy like me.
Mind over matter, mate. Jeepers. Mind over matter.
Jeepers. Alright, now for the top one.
BC Gold! Come on, bro. Mind over matter. That's right. What are you up to, bro?
This is my table. Something to rest the brake caliper on's always good. You can get a bungee cord and hang it from somewhere on the car, but
What about cable ties,
I
bro?
personally just prefer to leave it down there. You could use cable ties.
But why use cable ties when you have like 4 pieces of frickin' planks?
Bro, these are my ramps, bro. This is how we got the car in the air. Jack wouldn't fit underneath the car, even though it's low profile.
It's all about the stance, boys. It's all about the stance. See that? It's all about the stance. If you have that, you can't jack up your car, so you gotta use planks. Stance. Mind over matter. Mind over... Yeah!
Now, you take the old pads out, you can see there's heaps of meat left on those. But we're taking them out anyway. Literally pop them out with your fingers. Now my car being an E36, they have a cable that goes, it's only on one side of the car, or one on the front and then one on the back, so the other side of the car didn't actually have it. But there's a cable that goes into the brake pad here, and it's got a little like clip. And what it does is it's got a sensor on the end of it, and it tells you when your brake pads are worn. So what you need to do is just pinch that clip. You can probably use your fingers, there you go, and pull it out of the brake pad. So you can reuse it on the new brake pad. If your brake pad's worn, mine isn't, but if it is worn and it has touched the sensor, your brake pad kit should come with a new one of these, and it's real easy to install. You just follow it back and get all the clips out, and then it goes into this box here, and you can unplug it and plug the new one in. Real simple, very straightforward. Same on the back of the car as well. So just unplug that. I'm going to use the same one because it hasn't been touching. It hasn't worn down because the brake pads are so thick, so I don't need to replace it. So when you get your new brake pads, these are them here. You want to double check that they are like the same, they're going to fit. So you can just chuck it next to it, have a look at the shape, make sure everything all lines up. Looks pretty good to me. And chuck the other one. These ones have got clips on the back to go on the piston of the caliper, but you can still get a rough idea whether that is the same shape or not. If it is, take them out of the pack. So that's them there. One thing you want to do is get some grease. You can get proper brake pad grease or whatever, but this is just some old school as automotive multi-purpose grease. The good stuff, mate. And you just want to get a bit of that on your finger. Don't get it on the brake.
Just about to say, what are you
caliper
doing?
Stuff, but chuck it on here and that'll stop your brake pad from squeaking.
What does it?
Yep, that's what the grease is for, mate. Because otherwise, you go down the road, every time you press the brakes here, eek, eek, eek.
See, I'm a professional, and I didn't even know that.
You know.
Hey Nathan, hey Nathan, hey Nathan, hey Nathan. What starts with L and ends with D? LSD, homie!
Okay, so we've greased up our calipers. I mean, not calipers, brake pads. And now we're just going to pop them in. So this can be a bit easier said than done. But what you want to do first is put this sensor on your brake pad with this little clip that goes into the piston. So you just want to pop that into the caliper first. So we'll put that in there. That's just sitting in there, but that clip in the back of the pad needs to go into the piston, but we'll push that in a second. And you just want to pop this through the back hole of the caliper, and you want, see how there's like a little hump on that? You want that to be facing outward because that's your sensor. So that can literally just be pushed into the back of the brake pad. If you line it up correctly, it's pretty straightforward. There we go, pushed in. Alright, with the wheel turned, you've got a bit more access to the caliper assembly, and so you can pop that cloth over there like that, grab your C clamp and pop it on. You usually wouldn't have to do this. You can usually just pop the pads in with your fingers, but I had a bit of trouble with the last one because I don't know what was up with the clip, and this is just easier sometimes. But it's important you put the cloth on because you don't want to damage the pad. What's going on here? Pop it around the other way. There we go. And that just clipped the pad in. There you go. Look at that. The brake pad is sitting in there. And now for the easy one, you don't have to clip this into any pistons or anything, or at least on a simple brake caliper like mine. You can literally just push it in with your fingers, as long as everything is all lined up correctly, just like that. There we go. Now the next bit, you want to bolt the caliper back onto your brake disc. So real simple, same way it came off, same way it goes back on. You just hold it there, make sure you still got those make sure you still got these bolts. You just got to line it up, and then do the bottom one, tighten it up.
Party!
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. Okay, now we're going to tighten it up with the breaker bar, and also with this cable. If you do have one of these, more specifically if you are driving a BMW like mine and it has one of these, just make sure you clip that over that little top hat of the bleeder valve. And while we're at it, if you want to know how to bleed your brakes, oh gosh, if you want to know how to bleed your brakes, we do have a tutorial on how to bleed your brakes as well, so make sure you go check that out. I'll chuck the link in the description. Last thing, before you chuck your wheel back on, is this clip. A little bit crucial, sort of holds everything together. Again, this is going to be a little bit different on each car, but for mine, you can literally push that in with your thumb.
It's the turbo clip, eh?
Once that clip's on, that's how you change your brake pads. It's as simple as that. Every car varies a little bit, but now I'm just going to chuck the wheel back on.
Ba-da-da-da-da. It's the one and only D-O-double-G.
Snoop Dogg!
Are we allowed to put that song on this video?
Nope.
That sucks.
I know, right? Come on, Snoop. Do it for the homies, man. Let us do it, man. What is
For the G players.
for the G players, man. For the homies, though.
Alright, so there we have it. That's how you replace your brake pads on your car. Obviously the brake pads that we took out today, there was still quite a bit of meat on them, so...
As you can see.
Yeah, we didn't really have to do too much, but normally brake pads, when they are being replaced, they are worn down. So obviously the piston is obviously at that space. So all you have to do is just pry those open. In this case we didn't have to do that because, well, there's already enough space for us to put it back on the caliper, disc. But yeah, so normally just pry it open and then yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah, that is one thing that we didn't cover. And you can use a C-clamp as well to push that piston in the caliper so that you can fit your new thick brake pads in if you need to, and you can just tighten against that. It's cool to chuck a piece of wood in there and that'll press the piston into the caliper, and you can do that. And while you're doing that, make sure that you keep an eye on your brake fluid because that can change depending on the thickness of the pad that the caliper's used to. We hope you're enjoying these videos. This is just a simple tutorial and something that anyone can do. You know, you don't have to be very, I don't know, mechanical in knowledge to do this job. It's pretty easy, and it'll save you a lot of money because your average workshop will probably charge you $200 or $300 to do this job on your average car. So ripping you off, man. You can do this in probably half an hour or so, and if they're squeaky, chuck some more grease on them. Other than that, guys, she'll be right. We're really stoked with all the feedback and all the comments that we've been getting, so make sure you keep chucking down in the comments different things that you want to see, what you like, what you don't like maybe, and let us know how things are going. Let us know about your projects. We've heard a few of you telling us about yours, and we are so stoked to have such an awesome audience. So we'll see you in the next one.
You guys are awesome.
You guys are awesome.
Sweet.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Hit that subscribe button.
Yo.
Yee. Do you know what I just noticed? On the C-clamp, it says whale. It says, can you guys see that? It says whale. Look. You don't have to be... That's basically how you change your... Hit that subscribe button!